All right, can you undo your fat loss progress in 2 days? It's a big question to ask. It's not a stupid one. And I wanted to do this video for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, what prompted me to do this is that I'm moving house on Friday. And I was thinking, man, like, there's no way I'm going to load up the rental truck to move to a different city 2.5 hours away and be compliant with my diet by counting all my macros and calories and having my Tupperware while my baby and my wife are next to me. It's like, it's crazy stuff. And also the second thing I wanted to talk about was, which I've been guilty of over the years, is people put their lives and their memories and their joy and happiness on hold for a fat loss diet, which is absolutely crazy to me. So they might have a wedding anniversary where they're going to a different city with their husband or wife, or going to an actual wedding themselves, or they might be going on a boys' weekend away or a girls' weekend away, vacation, whatever it is. A lot of people just ruin their joy and happiness because they are sticking to their calories and macronutrients. And isn't life worth more than that? Isn't memories and recreating memories and these experiences with those you love, isn't that not more important than a day or two off plan? And trust me, I used to be so anal with this. So that's where the inspiration come from. I'm going to give you a few pointers about this. Can you first damage your progress if you've been dieting for 8, 10, 12, 16 weeks? And if so, what is this damage? Let's be rational about it. All right, first and foremost, I've got my notes here, so forgive me. I'm just going to be looking back and forth. The first thing I've written is, let's do the calorie math. It takes you and me roughly 3,500 calories above maintenance to gain 1 pound of fat. If you're in a caloric deficit, obviously you're not at maintenance level. We know what maintenance is. That's basically the amount of food you eat where you neither lose fat or add fat. And most people live in maintenance without realizing it. They just kind of eat the same diet and stick around the same weight and the same body fat level. Obviously, if you're in a caloric deficit and a fat loss diet, your job is to be in a deficit. And if you've been dieting for maybe 8, 10, 12, 16 weeks, you are likely eating anywhere from 500 to, 600, 700 calories below your maintenance level calories. Now, you've got to eat quite a bit of food to put on fat. So if you're going away for one night, even 2 nights, you've got to eat 3,500 calories over your maintenance before your body's even thought about storing 1 pound of body fat. So I'll keep this really simple because I'm conscious of time. If you're going away for a night or two and it's a wedding or whatever, you can have what you want. You can eat what you want. Don't go absolutely ballistic, but don't restrict yourself, and enjoying this time and this experience with your loved ones or your significant other because you're worried about putting a pound of fat on. It takes a lot. It's 1 or 2 meals off plan. Even if it was a full weekend, if you're eating just 3 meals a day, you're doing plenty of movement and you're not gorging from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed, it's very, very unlikely you're going to come back putting actual fat on. It's just not the way it works. The other thing I wrote down was, which ties nicely onto what I just said, is be careful with scale weight over fat weight. So when you come back, say you've had a weekend away and it's Monday morning and you weigh in and you're feeling depressed because the scale is up 5, 6, 7, maybe more pounds, don't worry about it. It will mostly be water and glycogen, because you, my friend, would have likely eaten a lot more carbohydrates than you are currently if you're in a caloric deficit. You've been eating, you've had meals out, you might have been having pizza, you might have been at a wedding eating all this stuff and having dessert and whatever. It's simply your body absorbing water, because for every 1 gram of carbohydrate you ingest, your body pulls in around about 3 to 4 grams of water from that, which is quite a lot. So that's why people wake up 5, 6, 7, even 8 pounds heavier after a weekend away. Don't panic. It isn't fat. If you did even gorge and completely overate in that 2 days, you could only probably put on maybe 0.5 pound of fat. And that's if you're really, really unlucky. and you've got shitty genetics, right? Really unlucky. But for most people, what they weigh on Monday, you want to get back on plan immediately. And by sort of Thursday or Friday, maximum Saturday that same week, you will find your weight has gone back down to baseline. Right, the next point is the real damage isn't actually the event, it's the spiral after that. And I've put on here, you going away for a night or a weekend hasn't ruined anything. It's your mentality that's ruined it. And I've said here, a lot of people have this meal off plan. Well, I rewind. A lot of people have been dieting for maybe 3 months at this point. They've seen progress. And mentally and emotionally, they say, well, if I have this meal off plan or I go away for this whole day or this weekend, I've messed everything up. I've ruined it. And they're kind of in this self-sabotage mode. And what happens after that is they go gung-ho and they see it as a signal just to carry on and say, well, I've messed it all up now. Might as well just go gung-ho and go all out. I know it sounds messed up, but that's how a lot of people's brains operate. It's very, very strange. I don't really know the answer to it, but it's what people do. So I've put on my notes here, 2 days didn't kill your progress to it. Your reaction to 2 days did. So what you want to do is mentally have a chat with yourself before you go and say, listen, the damage is going to be minimal. I'm not going to eat like a pig for this whole weekend away. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have a couple of drinks. I'm going to have a few meals off plan, but I'm not going to go berserk from morning till night. I'm going to just eat my 3 meals a day, a couple of snacks, and that's it. And I'm going to get back on plan as soon as I get back. So think of that one as well. The other thing I've wrote down is, don't starve all day to save calories. Your body really doesn't work that way. And I've put here, if you starve yourself of calories leading up to your event, whatever it is, which a lot of people do, and I've been guilty of that before, you actually find, again, psychologically, I don't know the answer to this. It's like a making up for it, or you get seeking compensation some way. If you starve yourself, you'll find that you'll go absolutely ballistic at this event and completely and utterly overeat because you've been restricting yourself and starving yourself and saving calories, and your body will be like, well, let's just go for it. Well, your brain really, and your body. Whereas my advice is eat normal, eat completely normal all the way up to the event, and then you can have your meal or 2 off plan or 3 off plan. And you'll find actually that if you haven't been saving calories and starving yourself leading up to the event, you will find that your adherence will be much, much higher, and you'll therefore be more compliant, and you won't want to binge eat. You'll be happily fed. You'll have glycogen in your body. Your brain will be working properly. Your mood will be good. You won't psychologically feel deprived, and you'll just be like, I'm good. And you'll have a couple of meals and you'll get straight back to it. Okay, the next one I've put is, enjoy it without guilt. We all have felt this, where we feel guilty having a meal or 2 off plan, and you'll actually find it works sort of in the opposite way. The more guilt you feel, the more you are likely to binge eat. And this is what happens with people with eating issues. God bless them. Like people with anorexia or bulimia especially, they feel this guilt. I used to know a girl actually who suffered from bulimia terribly, and she felt this remorse and this shame and this guilt, bless her, and it just made her do it even more, because the guilt was like, she felt like she was trying to cope with this guilt, so she would overeat. So I've put on here, if you plan your indulgence as a strategy, like I said a minute ago, it won't hit you half as hard and you won't feel the guilt. Hey, I'm going away for this weekend. I'm going to be eating off plan for a couple of days. I'm not going to go crazy. This is just part of what's going on. It's a strategy. I'm not going to blow it to pieces. I'll get back on the plan as soon as I get back. That's going to help with the feeling of guilt. All right, the next one is, which is a very good segue into the next thing I was going to talk about, last thing I was going to talk about, is get back on plan as soon as possible, i.e. the next meal, if not, Monday morning, whenever it is. So if you are only going away for one night, it's a Saturday night, get back on it Sunday morning. Don't let the momentum build. Don't let the snowball start building up and start rolling. Next meal, get on plan. Even if you have to bring that food with you to make a cheap, easy breakfast, which is macro friendly for you and calorie friendly for you, get back on the plan. And if you are away for the whole weekend, you have to get back on it on Monday morning, right? I've had Saturday and Sunday off. Monday morning, first meal, I'm back to it. I'm back to having my oats and eggs and whatever egg whites and whatever I'm doing and pumpkin seeds, whatever you want to eat. I am getting back to it. There's nothing going to stop me now. So it's about the gap between the event and the next meal. That's the biggest thing psychological that screws people up. The longer and wider the gap, the harder it is to get back on plan. And if you've been on vacation for 7 to 14 days, you know it is tough as anything to get back into training, and tough as well to get back onto your nutritional eating plan as well. And the final thing I've written here is, diet breaks can actually help. If you've been dieting for a prolonged period of time and you've been dieting for say 12, 16, 20 weeks, you might actually need a diet break. It helps with leptin levels. It helps with your mood. You might just feel flat and stringy, not full. You might feel tired all the time. Your strength's down in the gym. Your sex drive's gone. You might need a controlled diet break, where I recommend people increase their calories back to maintenance. For most people, it can be anywhere from an extra 500 calories to 700 calories a day more. You have to figure that out and stick to that for maybe a week or two. And I've done that personally. I was eating stupid low calories back in the day, 1,500 calories. I felt like shit all the time. I had no libido. I was horrible to be around. I was starving all the time. I had a caffeine problem because I was trying to just make myself not hungry, because caffeine can suppress hunger. I just didn't like life and I didn't like myself. So I had a controlled diet break for 2 weeks. I increased my calories by about 800 calories per day. And voila, it was the answer I needed. And actually, it kickstarted my metabolism back into fat loss burning mode. And then I was eating more higher calories and the fat loss continued. So that's what might be something you need to think about as too. And with that said, I'm going to leave it at that. Short and sweet today. Hope you got value from it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.